The CDC.
Anyways, is anybody on the line waiting? Boards and commissions, grants and contributions?
Yes.
Or just bing me, who's waiting?
There's several. There's Uriah's on, Darcy DaCosta, Karen, I'm gonna kill her last name, Picarelli, Michael Travers, who I don't know. So there's several. I'm gonna just ask when we get to boards and commissions, if you want to discuss it, then I'll just ask them to raise their hand and I'll let them in.
Okay. At this point, John, well, so everybody knows I will be recusing for Discover Warren, and Katie does not think she can call in just due to multiple children, dinner time, life, that kind of stuff. So her letter is pretty self-explanatory.
And the press is on as well, Carrie.
Okay. Thank you.
The budget got a lot smaller this time around. Or that's just the type.
That's just the type.
Oh, not the budget isn't good.
Oh, thank you for reminding me. I gotta go get my magnifying glass.
Yeah, it's like the first round, the typeface was bigger. You're challenging me, Sandy.
That was my fault. Somehow I added columns.
Yeah,
So the
well,
next version will go back to what it was before.
I can still read it. It's okay.
Oh, I like my magnifying glass. Makes it easier.
See if I actually have one.
Hey, Joe, how are you?
Good, Steve. How are you?
I'm good. Good.
Sandy, we must have had rookies delivering. They delivered top step, front door.
They went to the front instead of.
Nuts. Yeah, but
Oh,
not
oops.
even at the bottom. Front top, all the way to, it's, no one's ever going there. But
I'll put a sticky note next time.
I want a
most
sticky-
everybody knows.
Hey, can I get a sticky note with a smiley face?
Yeah, you've got a sticky face.
Whoa, I shaved. Come on. I'm all cleaned up.
Doesn't mean it's not sticky.
You guys are on YouTube right now?
That's okay.
Oh, we are?
Yes, you
Well,
are.
at least we're not like those other people that are caught talking bad about their constituents.
I love all my
I thought that was
constituents.
funny.
Or Sandy, no drinking a
He said,
beer.
are we?
Damn.
Or applying the lotion. I heard of that one too. They didn't think they were on. They were applying lotion to their body.
What about
Another one was in bed.
All right, well, we're
A
going to
Boston
start now because
counselor
it's 6.
was in bed. So what are
All
we
right.
doing?
So everybody's here?
Granting contributions?
Yes? All right.
legend?
So welcome. It is Monday, March 8th, 2021. It is about 6 p.m. and this is the second of our 2021-2022 budget workshops. If we could start with the Pledge of Allegiance, then we'll discuss the order of our budget tonight. So I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God,
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, so last week we made it through all of operating except for grants and contributions and boards and commissions. We made it through all of capital except for the capital attached to wastewater management. So this evening, we will cover grants and contributions, boards and commissions, then revenues, then wastewater management. According to the agenda, the order, well, we can actually, because grants and contributions and boards and commissions is under operating, we can start with that. So if we want to start with boards and commissions or grants and contributions, it is fine with me. Who are the folks who are on the line? Are there more for grants and contributions?
Yes.
Okay, so let us start there. Does everybody have their budget document open to the grants and contributions page?
Yes.
Are you gonna do a screen share?
Yes, that would be good. And I
share right
will,
now.
for all those involved, I will recuse myself during the Discover Warren request, and VP Hanley will take over. And then I'll step back in. When
Why don't we
Yeah,
just
I
do
will-
that first?
it doesn't really matter, because there's the person who wrote the letter is not available to call in, so it's just a quick blip. So we can start with the East Bay Center. There's a request for $20,000. Do we have,
Motion to approve a tentative amount.
I'll second that.
we have a motion from Councilman DePasquale, a second from Councilman Kalenda to tentatively approve pending further information, the $20,000 budget request from the East Bay Center. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you very much for your good work at the East Bay Center. And next we have grants. We have the East Bay Community Action Program, which works under the East Bay Center, request for $17,000.
Tentative improvement.
Second.
We have a motion to approve from Councilman DePasquale and a second from, was that,
Councilman,
Mr. Hanley.
all right, whatever that was. Pending further information, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. All right. Next, we have a request for $302,357 from the George Hale Library. The manager request is for $293,550. Any discussion here?
Yeah, Kerry, I have a question. I know in the past, we had to increase funding to match the grant. As long as we level fund, we're not gonna lose any grants for the library, are we?
Manager Michaud or Planner Rulli, do either of you have a,
I am not familiar with the financing associated with the library, and I don't see anyone in the attendees that is representing the library. If so, I would say raise your hand.
yeah, I would say, given the manager's proposal of the slight reduction of the request, I would imagine Ms. Michaud has done the appropriate due diligence to know that that proposed amount would not jeopardize other funding.
Well, she's here.
Yeah, I'm here. And I just want to note that in the proposed budget from the George Hale Library, the amount from last year is listed at 285,000, but we did confirm that wasn't the amount. The amount that was granted last year was 293,550. So that's one change that I just wanted to let you know about. It's my understanding that as long as you fund, at least level fund, that meets the requirements. If you're concerned about that, you could increase the allocation to 293,551, and that would remove all doubt.
I like that idea. I'll make a motion, we approve 293,551 for the George Hale Library.
I'll second it.
So we have a motion from VP Hanley, a second one from Councilman Kalenda to tentatively fund at 293,551 pending further information to the George Hill Library. All in favor?
Discussion,
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
I had discussion on that matter,
Yep.
but you already voted. Do we have a letter from Miss Redfern? Is there any reason why they want 10,000 more?
We don't have a letter, but Denise spoke to her several times. It's my understanding that the requested increase was for salary increases for staff.
Well, I'm always a proponent of funding the library to the fullest. But without them here to really explain the situation, I guess if need be, maybe next week we could give more, but I was more inclined to give them more and possibly take away in the future, but all right, it's over.
Well, I think in keeping with what strategy we're thinking about using on some of these items is that if funding comes through to us, we can go back and make some changes on these things. But I think the level of funding on this particular item, it goes along with what we've been doing. And, you know, some items have been dramatically cut. So I think the level of funding is appropriate. And again, I would asterisk this and we can go back to it, you know, based on future funding to the town.
Yeah, and Joe, you know, it's a lot easier to add than it is to take away. We both went through that taken away, I think twice, and it's horrible.
Oh, I know. And it doesn't, you know.
If I could just make one more point too, we don't have the number yet for library aid for fiscal year 22. So it's possible, you know, it's not likely that they would reduce that aid, but it's possible that the library could get more aid from the state, which would change their bottom line.
The whole budget's tentative until we get the school fund numbers, so. No
True.
point belaboring. Go ahead.
All righty, so next we have the Memorial Day request of $3,000. It is, there are letters from, there are letters in our budget books from most of the grant requesters. There is one from the general here. So do we have a motion
So
or
moved.
discussion?
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
So we have a motion from Councilman DePasquale, a second from Councilman Hecker to tentatively fund the $3,000 grant request pending further information for the Memorial Day weekend activities. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it.
Madam
Uh,
President,
Yes,
may I say something?
you may.
The motion for George Hale Library, the town manager had 293,550, but the council said 293,551.
Correct.
Is that what you wanted?
That was my motion to make sure, and just in case we have to increase funding to keep their grants, I did add $1 to it.
A
Yeah.
dollar? Okay,
We good?
yes.
All right, good. Next, we have a request from the visiting nurses for $1,000.
So moved.
Second.
All righty, so we have a motion from Councilman DePasquale and a second from, I don't know, so hard to hear.
That was me,
There-
Carrie.
Okay, a second from VP Hanley to tentatively fund the 1,000 request from visiting nurses pending further information. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. And I am going to recuse myself now
Okay.
and mute myself.
We have an item from Discover Warren. They're requesting $2,500. The town manager has passed their request through. So we're looking for $2,500 for Discover Warren.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'm back. Alrighty, next we have Warren Arts Night, Bristol Warren Art Night, with a $1,750 request.
So moved.
Second.
All right, we have a motion from Councilman Di Pasquale, a second from Councilman Kalenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That amount has been tentatively funded pending further discussion. Next is Bristol County Baysiders with a request for $1,500.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion from Councilman Di Pasquale and a second from Councilman Kalenda to tentatively fund the 1,500 request pending further information. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Next, we have the Eastern Rhode Island Conservation District with a request for $1,000 to fund their programming.
So moved.
Second.
Motion from Councilman Di Pasquale, a second from Councilman Kalenda to tentatively fund pending further information. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Let's have it. Next, we have a request for $2,500 from the Bristol Warren Education Foundation. This is an increase in $1,000 from the previous year due to their inability to fundraise at all. Any discussion?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion
So
from
moved.
Councilman Kalenda and a second from VP Hanley. I'm sorry, was there any discussion? Okay, to tentatively fund the Bristol Warren Education Foundation request of $2,500. Pending further information is all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Let's have it. Next, we have the Warren Water Quality Testing request for $2,100 to fund that program.
Discussion. Ms. Mishu,
Yep.
when we had the dam and the URI testing and the request to go further up the Kiki on the salt water, do you have any idea what the cost could be to do that extended testing?
Yeah, I think if you look at the budget letter that came from Julie Blount, you'll see at the bottom, they've quoted a price of $700 per site. So it'd be $700 for each additional site that you wanted to add.
So I think we should add $1,400 and see if it'll stick through this budget.
As I would say that's a wonderful thing to do. It's and going with what we've been saying all along, it's easier to add than to take away. And there's also the need for an additional 4 volunteers to fill that those 2 testing sites. So I might, as much as I support the program, I might consider just going with the 2,100 and seeing where we're at.
I would note that Ms. Blount's in the attendee room. If there's questions, I believe she's in there.
That doesn't make sense what you said. If we're going to do additional sites, how are you going to stick with the 2,100?
Well, the dams haven't even been, there's no, those sites don't even exist yet.
All right.
If Ms. Blount is on the phone and wants to get involved in the conversation, happy to hear it, but.
Just allow
Okay.
her in, Madam President.
I've unmuted. This is
Hello, Ms. Blount.
hi. So you're right. We do have currently 5 sites in Warren, and they should be manned by 2 volunteers. I do have some 2 volunteers that may be added on to our team from, I have a contact at URI. But right now we have enough volunteers to basically handle what we have, which is the 5 sites. So adding 4 more volunteers would be a struggle, but not that I couldn't do it, but it would be a struggle.
From the discussion the other night, it seemed to me that the URI water quality testing simply needed funding, not volunteers.
Well, for what we do here in Warren, we actually, it's a volunteer program, and we obviously we're funded by the town. We have been for the last 6 years, funded by the town and by the Shellfish Foundation. It is $700 per site, and we're very thankful for that contribution by the town. We monitor between June and October, and all of the testing gets sent to the university for analysis. So, you know, we have 5 sites right now. I mean, I'd like to expand that, but I really need to make sure I have the volunteers to be able to do that, because it's about 10 samplings each year that are sent to URI for analysis. And by the way, I do have a report for the 2020 season that I'd like to submit to the town that gives all the readings for all the 5 sites that we have.
I'm not questioning what you're doing. I was trying to increase the funding so we could have more sites.
Well, I'd love to have more sites, actually. I'd like to have a site in the Kickamuit River.
That's what I'm trying to target.
And that would be great. In fact, I even have someone lined up to handle that site. But as Carrie said, when is this going to happen?
It'll happen July 1st. I make a motion to increase the water quality testing by 1,500.
Again,
Wait,
the testing starts in
June.
in
Actually,
May.
it starts on June 20th.
Okay.
When it's this hard to give away money, I might as well give up. Usually people ask for money. I'm trying to give it away. Nobody wants to join me. Fine.
I will second your motion.
Thank you, Steve.
Yep.
Okay, so Julie, you are comfortable with, you have
I'm comfortable with 1 more site on the Kickamuit River. I do have a person that is interested in handling Kickamuit River.
Okay.
And I'm
You
sure
have-
But that's just one, that's $700. That's one location.
the Kickamuit River Council made it clear the other night that they're interested in helping as well.
Great. Well, I would need to actually know who those volunteers are. I know of one. Normally a site is handled by 2 people so that they can partner. So I'd need to find out who those volunteers are to make it happen.
Great.
Okay, so we have a motion to tentatively fund the Warren Water Quality Testing Program at $2,800, up $700 from the original proposal of
No, Carrie,
$2,100.
Joe's motion was to increase it by 1,500.
1,500.
We just established that there's only the,
I understand that, but the motion on the table is
Motion.
1,500.
Correct.
It should
Thank
be
you, John.
1,400. If it's 2 sites, it's $700 per site.
I've never had this much trouble trying to fund
Oh,
something.
sorry.
All right, we'll take $100 away from you. I will amend the motion to be 1,400. And it was made clear the other night, and I may be wrong, but all that URI water quality testing needed was funding. So if the volunteers from Warren want to participate, that's great.
that is required for the water quality testing program to happen in Warren. Volunteers are required. That was my point. As a person who has been volunteering in this program for the past 5 years. I know what a commitment it is. So if we have access to a group of volunteers through this group, then let's do it. I'm all for it. It's just, we don't want to be putting on the shoulders of the local administrator more work than they are able to manage. And I am fully aware of how difficult it's been in the past to find volunteers, identify them, and get that commitment. I am thrilled to have 2 more sites in Warren. So would you like to put a total onto your motion? It is no longer 2,100. It is now what?
3,500.
And I'll second it.
We have a motion for 3,500 tentatively to fund the Warren Water Quality Testing Program. Motion by Councilman DePasquale, second by Councilman Kalenda. All in favor?
I'm a little confused. She just told us she could only do 1 more site. That's $700. Why are we giving 14?
Am I still on here?
Yep,
So,
yep.
So I only knew of one person that was interested in doing a site on the Kickamute River. I don't have the names of the people who are interested in doing the other test site. I'd be happy to talk with them. As Carrie said, it is a commitment. What we do is when we test, you have to wake up. It's between 6 and 8 o'clock on Sunday morning. You have to go and get your water samples. So, and then you have to do the chemistry to prepare it for the analysis that's going to URI. So as Carrie mentioned, it is a commitment. And if I know I have a commitment from these other people who are willing to volunteer, I'd be happy to, help us make it possible for 2 more sites.
You guys, we have a $26 million budget. And if time is money, we're spending precious time debating over $700 that, if not used, goes back into the general fund. And this is a tentative budget. Can we just move the question?
Sure, attach a funding amount to it.
I did, 3,500. We voted on it.
No, we didn't vote yet.
No, we didn't. We're still in discussion.
I second it. Can I just ask one real quick question of Julie?
Yeah.
Julie, the Sunday commitment, what is that? 1 Sunday for 52 weeks?
No, it's
No.
actually about 10 Sundays between June and October 24th.
Well, I tell you what, if you don't get a volunteer, you reach out to me and I'll take up the challenge.
That'd be great. Okay.
All right, so we have a motion. We have a second to tentatively fund the Warren Water Quality Testing at the amount of $3,500. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right. See you on the water. Next.
Thank you.
Thanks,
you,
Julie. Next, we have a grant for $500, or request from the Neverland Children's Theater for $500.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion from Councilman DePasquale and a second from Councilman Kalenda to tentatively fund at $500 Neverland Children's Theater. All in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Ayes have it. Next, we have a grant request from the Sense of Pride
So
group
moved.
for $500.
Second.
We have a motion from Councilman DePasquale and a second from Councilman Kalenda to tentatively fund, pending further information, $500 to Sense of Pride. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Next, we have a grant request from the Warren Armory for $3,000.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion from Councilman DePasquale and a second from Councilman Kalenda to tentatively fund the Warren Armory for $3,000, pending further information. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Next, we have a request for $4,000 from the Warren Barrington Rotary Club. The manager's proposal is at $3,000.
So moved.
Which one you gonna go with, Joe? The 3,000?
Manager's proposal.
I'll second that.
So we have a motion to tentatively fund the Warren Barrington Rotary Club at $3,000 from Councilman DePasquale, a second from Councilman Kalenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Next, we have a new request from the Wildlife Rehab Association. The request was for $1,100. The manager proposes $500.
Ms. Mishu, can you tell us a little about that?
Sure. It was really, again, as I said in my budget letter, I think all of these requests are worthy and they all provide important services. This being a new request and us trying to keep the budget as small as possible, I proposed 500 as being in keeping with other similar grants. You know, if we had more money, certainly this is one of the items I would recommend fully funding, but at this point, I thought it was prudent to make a smaller request.
So moved, 500.
Second.
All right, we have a motion to tentatively fund at $500 the request from the Wildlife Rehab Association. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Say who is from DePasquale and Kalenda. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Next, we have a request from Maiden Warren / Volunteer Gardeners Group for $700.
So moved.
Second.
So we have a motion from DePasquale, a second from Kalenda to tentatively fund at $700 the volunteer gardeners. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Let's have it. Next, we have a request for $2,500 from the collaborative.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion from DePasquale, a second from Kalenda to tentatively fund the collaborative's grant request of $2,500 pending further information. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, the ayes have it. The Heritage Day event, nope. Okay, so there is a request from the for the funding for the Heritage Day event. The manager has not supported that request. Below it from basically the same group is a request for $11,500. And the manager proposal is for $1,500. Discussion on either or both.
Is anyone from those organizations on the line?
I am looking and I do not see Dr. Weed. I do see Mrs. Weed, but I don't know if she's here for that matter.
Ms. Mishu, does that include the $10,000 request for the signs?
Yes, so if you look at the request, the American Indian Study Committee request for $11,500, what I was proposing was $1,500, and the difference is the $10,000 for the signs.
So moved.
I'll second it.
So we have a motion from Councilman DePasquale, a second from Councilman Kalenda to tentatively fund the American Indian Study Committee at a $1,500 grant level. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. So what is our new number at the bottom of this column, giving the additions?
I'll make a motion, we approve the total grants and contributions in the amount of $359,501.
So moved.
Second.
So we have a motion and a second by many people.
Yeah.
To approve the grants and contributions for $359,501 tentatively. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. Okay. So we can check off grants and contributions. Thank you to all who called in for grants and contributions. You can stay on if you want to listen, or you can carry on if you don't. Next, we go to boards and commissions. So the first line is a request for $12,302 for the administrative officer.
So moved.
Motion, second.
Second.
We have a motion from Di Pasquale, a second from Heckert to fund the administrative officer position for boards and commissions at $12,302 tentatively. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? You know what, do we need, yeah, I suppose we do. Do we want to go line by line and approve individually the way that we did for grants and contributions? Or can we just sort of go down, discuss, and approve as one final number?
I see no changes. Everything is current and it's the way we do business. I make a motion to approve $42,928.
Second.
So we
There is
have a
one
motion.
line item that changed.
Which
There
one?
is one line item that changed.
Oh,
If you
the zoning, the
Went down.
stenographer?
The stenographer cost has been reduced. Well,
Right, but I was making the town manager's request.
Okay, I
The
get it.
bottom
Yeah.
line hasn't changed of what the number I said.
No, it's actually a good thing that the stenographer went down.
All
Yeah,
righty, so we have a motion from Councilman Di Pasquale, a second from Councilman Kalenda to tentatively approve the boards and commissions request of $42,928. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. All right, so boards and commissions are done. Next, we can move to revenues. Does everybody have those sheets in front of you?
I will. Let's see. Yeah, I have it.
Ready when you are.
All righty, so the first page of 2 starts with the non-tax revenue. And the numbers here are all guesstimates based on what's happened in the past and what we hope will happen in the future. There are some increases in the form of alcoholic beverage licenses. There are some decreases. Do any members of the council have specific questions or comments for the manager on these numbers?
No. I don't.
I think they all make sense. I mean,
Yeah.
some are going the wrong way, obviously. Some of them are going the better direction, so.
I think we've got the trend data from the past year, and I make a motion to approve $3,818,760.
Second.
So we have a motion to approve the revenue, the non-tax revenue number of $3,818,706 from Councilman Di Pasquale, a second from Kalenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, well, let's hope we get at least that. More would be nice. Next, we can move on to the, is there? So the non-tax revenue, automobile tax levy, real estate tax levy, intangible tax levy are not all incorporated in that document. Am I correct?
Those levy amounts will be, that's what we'll finalize once we get to a more solid idea of expenditures, and also when we get the updated figures on the rateable base. So the tax assessor will update these numbers as he gets more information. The tangible returns are not due until the middle of this month, so that number is very tentative. And the other numbers he's consistently updating as he gets more information.
When's the meeting, April 8th?
Which meeting?
The budget meeting, the next,
Well, that's on the agenda for tomorrow night to talk about that calendar.
no, but then we, all right, to see if it changes or not.
Correct.
All right. Thank you.
All righty, so we can move on to the wastewater management document. The first is the operating budget. Does everybody have that document before them?
All set.
Got it.
All righty, so back to an operating budget. So starting with expenditures, and then plant operation expense and RI resource permitting. Does anything stand out, or are there any questions on any of these amounts as proposed by the manager?
I have a question with when the new upgrade is complete, is like some of the sludge disposal, is that gonna go down, or is it just getting treated better?
It's really just getting treated better, and actually some of our operating expenses might go up because of the new equipment, so some of the electrical expenses. But what we are doing is we're looking to implement some efficiencies over the next calendar year that should balance those out.
Okay.
The way that the budget is proposed right now, there would be no increase in the sewer use fee, so any fees that are being charged to residents would stay level in the next fiscal year.
All right, motion to approve $1,746,214.
Second.
Second.
All right, so we have a motion to approve the total expenditures from the wastewater management at $1,746,214 tentatively from Councilman DePasquale, and a second from VP Hanley. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That will pass. And the revenue for the wastewater, again, this doesn't look, there's nothing jumping out particularly.
How is it exactly the same?
Because we still have a balance from the current fiscal year. We haven't fully expended the funds in the current fiscal year, and since it's an enterprise fund now, we can carry forward that balance and apply it to this slight increase we're proposing for next year.
All right. Motion to approve $1,746,214.
Second.
Second.
All right, so we have,
You got a slow internet there, Steve.
we have a motion from Councilman DePasquale and a second from VP Hanley to approve the total revenue of $1,746,214 pending further information. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All righty. And finally, we have the capital improvements. Let me just check that one. The capital budget is $100,000 for some sewer repairs. Any questions there? Any specific sewer repairs? Just that was in our book, I believe. There was.
So the projects you'll see total 95,625. Those are the projects that are in your book. So just requesting 100,000 because those are just preliminary estimates. So
Motion to approve.
I have a question. So Kate, in other words, you're saying that the system repairs is basically covering those other four items?
Yes, and I'm not sure that all those 4 items are going to go forward in the next fiscal year, and we still have some funds in the current fiscal year that we're expending as well. So I'd rather have a year where we're not appropriating additional funds and then catch up if we need to.
Okay, thank you. I'll second Joe's
the
motion.
All righty, so we have a motion and from Di Pasquale, a second from Hanley to approve the $100,000 wastewater management capital improvement account pending further information. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. All righty, so I think that we have accomplished what we set out to do for this evening, have we not?
Yep.
All right, any questions, comments?
Do we need to approve the total line and all of that at this point, or will we do that at the, where we set the tax levy? That's all done at the later date?
Yeah, I think that we don't finalize it until we're still tentative.
Okay.
Right now, it's just what it is,
Which is what?
not real.
Yeah. I know.
Which is, we can
You can see the
entertain a
number,
motion.
right? We can see.
Oh, yeah, we could do the number. I mean, I'm sure, Ms. Chan, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
There's the
Ms.
share.
Cronin,
screen.
you know what we were asking, right?
I do.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
So total town expenditures. Yep.
Just the operating is 16 million to,
Yep.
35,203.
Okay, I'll make,
Oh,
Do
I'm
we-
sorry. I
No,
looked
it's
at
just,
the wrong column.
yeah, there it is. The far column, right? It's a little different.
I'm not sure if I have everything included.
all right, if we don't need a motion, that's fine. I just thought maybe we needed one at this time.
Yeah,
You don't at this time if you don't.
Yeah, we really don't. It's all so tentative anyway.
Right.
I don't think there's any need to make a motion and vote on something and we're, fussing around with these numbers. So
We'll have
I would
tomorrow night.
entertain,
Can I tell you the number on my spreadsheet? Because I was
Yes.
looking at the managers. Okay. The number I have is 16,236,604.
604.
And we'll have that tomorrow night, correct?
Yes, but I guess we are also to discuss the calendar as well, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
There's no discussion or further vote, I don't believe, on the agenda for tomorrow night for the budget. It's just a discussion of the
I thought it was the
discussion
calendar.
and action regarding resolution to amend the budget approval schedule. So there's no real vote on the budget.
So we do have the preliminary budget on the agenda, but the idea is that I would request that you talk about the calendar first. We had to put the preliminary budget on the agenda because that was part of the original schedule. But I would suggest that you discuss the calendar first and postpone that, but that can be a discussion for tomorrow night.
Because we're meeting the charter requirements. Correct?
Yes.
Yes, yes, we are. All righty, so any further questions or discussion?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.